Hey guys, it's Sam. Today I'm going to be making the if statements program that I talked about in the last video. Last video was just a tutorial. This video I'm actually going to create the program. As you can see, I've opened up the same program that I had last time. So let me show you how I did that. First, let me just come here and save that. Then I'll show you how to open up files in the program you've already created. So see, when you open up JCreator, you have these recent workspaces and you can select which one you want. So last video we worked on the if statements. So I'll open that up and it'll bring up the last file that you had. Now you can just go here, file, new file, main class, and name it. So I'll just name it example. So just like that right there. And you can just click finish and it'll create a new file. And if you want to open a file, you just go on file here and just go to open, and I already have the file created right here, if statements program. Just going to select that and it opens up. So I've already gone ahead and created the pseudocode for this program. So in this we're going to be having the user enter two numbers, and then we're going to have the user select an option from the menu we're going to create, and I'll show you how to create that in just a sec. And then the calculations we're going to do is multiply, add, divide, or subtract the two numbers, whichever one the user selects. Then we're going to print the results, and results meaning the product sum, quotient, or difference, whichever is applicable to that specific situation. And if we go down here, as you can see, I've imported terminal IO. You're going to need this since we're doing the keyboard reader thing again. We're having the user enter information. So uh, all this does is create keyboard reader object, and the object is named read right there. And then I've also created three integers. So first integer is the choice of the user, second is the first number the user enters, and the third is the second number the user enters. And I've also had the user enter the two numbers. I've written the code for that, so please enter a number and then please enter another number. And we went over this in one of the previous videos, how to do that. So you can just come here and have the variable equal to read.readInt, which is basically this readInt right here. What it does is that it just reads in an integer that the user enters. So yeah, and then the third is a choice, and it's basically what the user chooses. And here we're going to create our menu. So I've already gone ahead and written press the corresponding number, and what we're going to do is just press \n, and that goes to the next line. uh, Basically, like if you're on Word and you press enter, it goes on the next line. So in this you just write \n, and that'll skip to the next line. And then I'm going to just type 1, as in like option 1, and then put multiply the two numbers. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next line. So here's how you do that. So all you have to do to go to the next line is right about here, right after the quotation mark. All you're going to do is put an addition sign, and then you press enter, and that goes to the next line. Here, just add another quotation mark and continue typing whatever you want. So I've already put the first option. The second one was add. So add the two numbers, and then we're going to put a \n to skip to the next line. And as you can see, I haven't done that here, so I'm going to put a \n, and then 3 was divide the two numbers, and then the last one, or second last actually, there's another option I'm going to add in here, and option number 4 would be subtract the two numbers, and then I'm going to close it off here and add another quotation here, and I'm going to start another line here. And for this one, so as you can see in the first line I put a \n at the end right here, and here I don't have one, right? Well, it doesn't really matter, because see what you can do, you don't even need to have a plus sign here. You can come down here and just type in a plus sign. So it doesn't matter where you put it as long as it's after the quotation mark, so you can just go ahead and put that there. And then I'm going to put a \n here to skip to the next line, and then last option would be 5, which is exit the application. And then you just close off the string, and there you have it. We've just created a menu. It's really that simple. Now it'll just be a text menu. I'll show you how to create actual graphical user interfaces, which is basically what you see in apps and programs. You don't really just see text, you see pictures and buttons and stuff like that. So I'll show you that in a later video. It's way down the line, but just to tell you about it. And what we're going to do next is actually create an if statement. So if choice equals to 1, which is multiply, and here's our condition, it's just that, then we're going to system dot out dot print line, line meaning the string. It's pretty simple. And then just going to put in quotations here, the product is first num times second num, and that's basically it. And then that would be our first option. Now for the second option, what we're going to do is use an else if. So else if choice equals to 2, then we're going to print out system, or let me just actually copy this right here to make it faster. And the sum, since the next option is addition, so we're just going to put the sum is first number plus the second number. And I just put spaces here because it looks better. You don't have to put spaces here. It's just I like to make it look nice and clean. And then we're going to make another else if statement. So else if choice equals to 3. And as you can see, I'm putting 2 equal signs here because what the user enters will be the value of choice, not whatever is stored inside. So an actual number is choice. So I'm using 2 equal signs, and just gonna paste that again. And the third option was divide, so here we're just going to put the quotient is, and then divide. And we're going to put another else if statement. it's the second last one because this is subtract, and then we have the exit application equals to 4, and or, and we're just going to put the difference is minus these two numbers, and then all we have to put now is just else, and we're just going to put system.out.println, and I'm just going to leave this blank. Now this does right here, what that does is that, say you have a bunch of numbers here, or just writing, so say this is writing, and then you don't have anything on the next line. Now if you write system.out.println, what it does is that it skips this entire line, like this blank right here, and it moves on to the next line, and from there it starts typing whatever you want. So say I have system.out.println, and for this I need brackets because I'm putting 2. I just put brackets here because it looks cleaner, and all I'm gonna do is bring this up here, and then system.out.println, I can just write by. But since I don't have anything after this, I won't need this statement right here, this line. All I need to write is goodbye and a semicolon at the end here, and we'll be done. It's very simple. This is very simple. You can create very complex programs with just if and else if statements. For example, I created a story, a self a story that the user can choose, like sort of like an RPG, a role-playing game. If you don't know what an RPG stands for, it's a role-playing game, and just save that there. And basically, the user can choose what they want to do. So, yeah. And so all we're going to do now is just bring up the general output and then build this. See if we have any errors. And we don't have any errors, as you can see right there. So we're just going to run this. The random number is 3. Okay. See, now what happens is that if you run the project, it runs the very first file. So what you want to do is run file, because that's the file we're on. So please enter a number. So I'm going to put 6. Please enter another number. Thank you. So see, this right here, that doesn't look very nice. So what I'm going to do is stop this tool, and I'm going to go down here to where it says please enter another number, thank you, and I'm going to take this out and just put semicolon here to make it look better, because it's all about presentation, right? And all I'm going to do right here is just write system.println thank you, and that'll just appear on the next line, so it looks better. Now again, not build project, we're going to build file. So just pull this up right here. So if you go on there, you see build file, you just have to click on that. So it'll just be this file that it's working on, and then we're just going to run the file. So please enter a number, and I'm just going to enter a 6. Please enter another number, so say an 8. Thank you. Press the corresponding numbers. Press the corresponding number. So see, it says multiply the two numbers, add the 2, divide the 2, subtract the 2, and exit the application. Now see, the place where you write is right beside exit application, like right here. So it doesn't look very nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this tool again, and I'm going to go down to where it says exit application, be right here. I'm going to just put a \n so it goes to the next line and the user can type it there. So let's run this and see. When you build it, you don't it's good that you build it, but when you run it, it builds by itself, so it'll tell you if it has any errors. So I usually just go to run file and please enter a number. So again, 6 and then 8. Thank you. Press the corresponding number. So here are 5 options. So I'll multiply the 2. Okay, the product is 48. So is that true? Yes, 6 times 8 is 48. Now if you want to run that again, and 6 and then 8, and we can add the two numbers. I won't do all of them. I'll just do, say, 5 because that's a different one. Exit the application. So goodbye, and it exits. So yeah, that's basically a very general sense of what you can do with if statements. Now if you want to, say, shorten this, there is a way. It's called switch statements, and I'll go over those in the next video. And they basically just make this very simple. You don't have to type if and else if again and again and again. It just makes it in one swift motion. It's very easy. And as you saw here, every time I chose something, it would tell me the product or sum or whatever it was. Then it would exit. And there is a way to repeat it. It's called looping. And what it does is that after I choose a number, say I chose 1, so it'll tell me the product. So I chose 1, so that would be 48. So wow, that's terrible. And what it would do is that once it got to 48, it would tell me the product, and then it doesn't have to ask you, but I usually asks you. So it'll go to do you want to continue? And that's really bad, but I'll just have the user enter a number for the program to loop, and it starts again from the beginning, from like right here. Press the corresponding number, and the user can choose. But that's in a later video. And until then, goodbye.